What's up, everybody? Jason here. Welcome to another episode of Back Porch Cooking. Tonight I'm going to be prepping for a lunchtime meal tomorrow. We're going to be making a smoked sausage and potato bake. As you can see, I've got the majority of the ingredients that I will be using tomorrow right here on the kitchen counter with me. From our smoked sausage to our baby Dutch yellow potatoes, we'll be using 2-pack of these. These will get cut up tomorrow, so we won't even worry about those tonight. To our 3 shades of bell peppers, the yellow, the red, and the orange. So basically tonight for the prep phase, I'm gonna cut these up, put them in the Tupperware. Let's get to it. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to cut up the bell peppers. Everybody cuts their bell peppers a little bit differently. I cut the ends off, then side them just to kind of core them. So we're gonna start with that. So here we go. As I'm doing this, as you can see, there's still going to be some bell pepper left on some of this, so we're going to use that as well when we chop it all up. So these will give the bake a sweet taste as it bakes tomorrow, and it's really good. It's a favorite of here in the household. So yeah. So as you see, there's that core. Throw that bad boy away. Then we're going to kind of cut these little white parts off, this little stuff right here. So we're going to go it down like this. Kind of get them nice and flat. How that is right there. We're going to do it to all of them. We're going to do the same thing with these 2 peppers over here, the red and the orange. And then we're going to cut the sausage up. Very easy recipe. It will be posted towards the end of the video and also in the description as well. There's that first pepper all ready to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to slice her up. And the slices don't have to be whatever size you want. I do them a little bit smaller on some of them I do them bigger. It just depends on the mood. Like I said, as I'm cutting these up, it's really simple. So yeah. So that's the first pepper that's cut up. We'll go ahead and cut up these other ones. And then we'll be right back to cut the sausages up, so stay tuned. That's a first. And here we have the orange pepper all cut up. We're going to add this in with the yellow pepper. We're going to let them sit overnight together. That way the juices from each pepper kind of blend together before we put her in the oven tomorrow. Red pepper is all cut up. We're going to add her in with the yellow and the orange peppers. Mix it up a little bit. Cover it up with a top. Put her in the refrigerator and let them chill overnight to kind of absorb and blend the juices. And then we're going to cut up the sausages. So here we go. Let her up, kind of shake her up a little bit too, as you can see, and get that nice little blend of peppers for the sausages and the potatoes for tomorrow. When you slice these, doesn't matter how big the slices you do. I try to keep them even as much as I can. It doesn't really matter. It's all about what your preference is. That's pretty much all that is for that step. Put them in here, cover them up, put them in the refrigerator. The first couple steps in this is sausage and potato bake that we're going to be preparing tomorrow. Stay tuned. We'll be back tomorrow morning to finish her out by chopping up the potatoes that I showed you earlier, adding the cheese on top, doing the seasoning, all that, and putting her in the oven. So last night, we diced up all the bell peppers, chopped up all the sausages, and now we're going to cut up the baby Dutch yellow potatoes. We're going to use 2 bags. Potentially might not need all of them, but we're going to see what we need. So let's get to it. I pretty much, when I dice up the potatoes, I just cut them in half and just fourth them or cube them. Just pretty much make 4 just 4 cuts. Cut them in half and then cut them in 4 once you get that half done. Now once we put this in the oven, we're going to preheat the oven to 375 degrees and then go from there. This is going to be a nice little lunch that we're going to have this afternoon. All right, so we've got all the potatoes chopped up. We're going to add them to the rest of them that we've got. We're going to put them in a strainer, rinse them off, and then mix everything else. All right, for this step, it's pretty much combining everything. We're going to put the potatoes, the peppers, the sausage all in this. We're going to add our seasoning, add our oil, mix it all up, put her in the baking pan. For the seasoning, we're going to use a little bit of this basil, oregano, garlic sea salt. We're going to use, I've got it in a custom jar, that way it's easier for me to use, but it's from Frag Out. It's the Happy Macros, the all-purpose seasoning. Amazing stuff. If you guys haven't tried the Frag Out, go check them out. They got some amazing seasonings going on. And then we're going to use a little bit of olive oil to kind of get it all together. So here we go. To where we kind of got a semi-even blend. This is going to make an amazing, amazing lunch. As you can see, without the seasoning, it's already looking good. Going to add the basil, oregano, garlic, sea salt spice. Just kind of sprinkle it in. We're going to add some of this Happy Macros all-purpose seasoning from Frag Out. This will really bring out the flavor. And it's amazing stuff. If you haven't tried them out, give them a shot. And then add the oil. Mix that all together. You can already start smelling the seasoning as you do it, and as it bakes, it'll just come all together and give it that taste. All right, so we're going to add her in our baking dish. We're using the Pyrex glass baking dish today, just because it's easy that way. So we're just going to dump it all in. It's going to be an even mixture of everything. We're going to even it out, wait for the oven to get up to temp, and then we're going to put her in the oven for about 40 minutes to 50 minutes. Pull it back out with about 5 minutes to go. Add a little bit of cheese on top, and then put her back in for about 10 more minutes. Let the cheese melt. We'll be ready to rock and roll and eat it and see how it turns out. We're going to do a quick recap over the steps that we took to get to where we are at this point in time. Last night we diced up 3 different colors of bell pepper, an orange, a red, and a yellow. Diced them all up, put them in a Tupperware container, and put them in the refrigerator overnight to kind of blend that flavor together. Then we also, last night, cut up 2 different packages of the Eckrich skinless smoked sausage. One was cheddar, one was original. Diced those all up to where we wanted them. Put those in another Tupperware container and put those in the refrigerator so they could just set overnight. Nothing special happening there. This morning, we cut up all the potatoes. Used about 1.5 bags to 2 bags of the Dutch baby yellow potatoes. Cut them up to what we want them to be. Rinsed them off with the water. Put them in a big mixing bowl. Combined the peppers and the sausage in there. Added some of the Happy Macros all-purpose seasoning from Frag Out, and a basil, oregano, and sea salt mixture. Just an all-purpose seasoning, I guess you could call it, to give it a little bit of more flavor. Mix that all together. Added some olive oil just to kind of keep everything together, to kind of coat it or whatever, so it'll bake nice. She's ready to go in the oven. We're going to cover her up with some aluminum foil. And we're going to put her in. The oven is at temp, so we're going to put her in at 375 for about 45 to 50 minutes. Right. Time to pull it out of the oven. I'm going to be using my gloves that I got from BBQ Essentials. Great gloves. I use them when I smoke stuff as well. So let's pull her out. As you can see, it's steaming, it's hot, but looks good. Let's get the cheese on her and get her back in for a few more minutes. And there's the finished product. Cheese is melted. Can't tip it too much, or all the juices are going to come pouring out on the island, and I'll be in trouble. But yeah, it looks good. So there she is. All right, so we're going to get a little bit of that. We're going to taste it out and just see how it turned out. Smoked sausage and potato bake, really simple. Takes about 15-20 minutes of prep time, 45 minutes to 55 minutes for baking after everything else is done. Give her a shot. Let me know how it turns out if you decide to make it. You want the recipe to be in the description down below. Tune in next time.